Good Saturday morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, September 2nd. Fire potential impacts a major heat wave with dryness pushing in. We have high Haines indices, hot and dry, unstable conditions throughout the area. So fuels will dry, existing fires will not only burn, but also have the possibility of a plume-dominated type behavior during the peak heating hours. Also down the road, if you look at the text on the right-hand side, we do expect lightning to push back into the Great Basin by the middle of next week, so have to keep an eye on that as well. Not much precipitation in the last 24 hours, nor lightning. Most of it was out of our area. That's going to be the trend for the next couple of days at least. Not as much initial attack today, but significant growth on our existing fires. Existing fires in the yellow open circles or the purple open circles and the red open circles indicate existing large fires, which will continue to grow in this kind of pattern. And the reason for that is if you look at precipitation both in the past 7 days, past 14 days, this first shade of blue is just basically a couple of hundredths of an inch of rain, and that's not much over a 2-week period. So we've been drying. That is shown in our ERCs, again in the 90th to even 96th percentile across our central Idaho mountains, and starting to get that way into our northern areas of Nevada and Utah. A lot of these yellows, which are in the 50th to 70th, will be starting to downshift and go into drier mode as well. Our lighter fuels, 10-hour fuels, which indicate the grasses and the brush, you can see that we're critically dry here where we see the areas in red across a good portion of Nevada now. That's pushing a bit further south. Otherwise, areas in the pink through here also indicate that 10-hour fuel moistures are quite low. Satellite imagery shows high pressure building strongly across the area. This is going to produce lots of heat and dryness for our area. Tropical storm down south, Lydia, with some moisture. We'll have to watch how this interplays probably towards the middle of next week with thunderstorm activity, but we stay hot and dry under high pressure over the next few days. So here's a look at today's map. We have high pressure overhead. The tannish colors indicate dry conditions, and under this kind of a high we typically have much above normal temperatures. We're expecting that, and we have high risk areas which are containing the driest fuels and have also the highest Haines indices that we'll be concerned about as well for existing fires. You can see that through here, the Haines index of a 6 here in this reddish area, 5s where you see the orange in a lot of areas. On the left-hand side, looking at the relative humidity, again, upper single digits, 10%, low teens, so hot and dry weather. And that'll continue, not much change tomorrow with that high, steering subtropical moisture to our west for now into California. We stay hot and dry, again, the most critical conditions in the orange, which also extend up into the northern Rockies as well. Notice how on the right-hand side, our Haines indices, the area in red expands northwards tomorrow. So tomorrow could be a big day for some of our existing fires in Idaho. Dry humidity as well here on the left-hand side. Looking down the road for Monday, again, we're under that high pressure, not much change. We'll have to watch some of these thunderstorms. They should be just off to our west for now, but we'll keep an eye on that. Again, very low humidity here on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, Haines indices of a 5 or a 6 covering about 90% of our area. Little to no precipitation expected. Why don't we just call it no precipitation, other than maybe an isolated thunderstorm near one of the peaks, but nothing too significant. Now, going into the long-range forecast, high pressure remains in control Tuesday. We remain hot and dry. We'll have to watch how these spokes of moisture rotate through the area. You can see one of them coming through by Wednesday, pushing up along the Sierra chain. We do have high risk right along the Sierra front for possible lightning but notice how it blossoms and gets larger in area here across Nevada. This grayish-green shade, still under the high pressure, but we could see a bigger lightning event if this pans out towards Thursday, and then continuing on Friday, this area grows. We haven't issued high risk yet, but we'll see how the timing plays out with this trough of pressure and this moisture. So after the hot and dry weather, we do see the chance for thunderstorms. You can see that precipitation along the Sierra front, but very little, if anything, anywhere else for the whole 7-day period. Our 8 to 14-day outlook continues with the much above normal temperatures, a bit of a return of monsoonal moisture to our southern areas, near normal to drier than normal to the north. This concludes our briefing. Have a great